Hello, welcome to another edition of Inside Bolu Atidonosha. Well, for this edition, we'd combine the AFCON update and mix it together with the top leagues in Europe. But there are two key games in Europe, but let's get to that first. For those games, the biggest game this weekend in Italy is the Derby della Madonnina between Inter Milan and AC Milan, and of course the San Siro. Between these two guys, Inter Milan have a healthier record. They've not lost a single game in the Serie A since they lost to Lazio in October 16 or thereabout. Since then, they've been on a brilliant run, and now, yes, they are just 4 points ahead of AC Milan with a game in hand. AC Milan, on the other hand, they've not been consistent up and down. They had a good run. The last two games have not been friendly. They drew their last match, then lost to Spezia at home 2 games away. So it's not been good times for them, and they've not defeated at all. I think AC Milan have won just one or not even won any in the last 11 games between them in the Serie A. That's huge. And going into this game, I think the Nerazzurri are in the better form. They're in the better shape mentally. They even brought in new players unlike Rossoneri, who they make signings in the winter. I think it will definitely be an interesting encounter, but Inter Milan should do enough to edge. Even if it's a 2-1 victory, I think the home side will do enough to pick up 3 points here. And in Spain, where Real Madrid are going to be at home to Granada, but the biggest game in Spain this weekend is Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid. Those two teams, if there's a definition of inconsistency, those guys will pass for it this season. They've been up and down and down and up and all through the La Liga season, so much that Atletico are just 1 point ahead of Barcelona. Going into this game at the Camp Nou, yes, the last 2 fixtures between both sides at the Camp Nou ended in draws. I won't be surprised if this also ends there. For Barcelona, we don't know how much of an impact Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Adama Traoré will bring into the team. Yes, they are meant to be good signings, but with the way Barcelona are right now, I don't even know how Xavi will set up his side. I don't know what to expect from them. So I think this game could end in another draw, making it 3 straight draws between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid at Camp Nou. So if there's a win between any side, I won't be surprised. But if anybody win, maybe the Catalan Giants should do enough to edge this one. But overall, I don't see any victory. I think the game could end in a draw. But what do I know? Football can be very, very weird. And moving on to the AFCON updates, well, we saw 2 beautiful semi-final games. Again, I think they can start calling me Octopus Bowl now, because I got the 2 predictions right. Senegal are in the final, and Egypt are also in the final, even though the second semi-final was not so convincing. It needed a penalty after goalless in the 120 minutes, and home side Cameroon were terrible in the penalty shootouts. The penalties were terrible, and again, you still have to give kudos to the keeper who made good saves there, even though he came into this game not 100% fit after suffering a groin injury in the last game. But for the final, this is like a dress rehearsal for what to expect in the final playoff round for the World Cup qualifiers between Senegal and Egypt. On form, we would definitely say this should be a win for Senegal, but sometimes psyche also works. Egypt have won this tournament 7 times, where Senegal have not won. They've lost 2 finals. That could play a part, but most people, due to bias reasons or different reasons, want Senegal to win this one, but it's hard for me to call. But for prediction, let's hear it from the former Super Eagles player, Super Eagles legend, one of the greatest strikers we've ever had, Julius Aghahowa, to give us his own updates, his own insights on what's to happen in the final.
Yobo. Oh, lovely ball in. Oh, it's one of the classic goals in the World Cup. What a super goal that is. And here we go with Aghahowa on and on and on. Woo!
Like I said earlier, we have the Super Eagles legend here, one of the greatest strikers we ever had in Nigerian football. Well, you saw his highlights there, his beautiful goal against Sweden at the 2002 World Cup in Korea, Japan. Now we have Julius Aghahowa. Julius, we both saw the 2 semi-finals of the Africa Cup of Nations. One was a brilliant, beautiful game, and the other was just a drabby kind of match. But in knockout games, there have to be a winner, and you've obviously experienced it yourself. So in the 2 semi-final games between Senegal and Burkina Faso, then Egypt and the host Cameroon, what's your take in the 2 different semi-finals?
Thank you, Bolu, for having me. I think if we want to talk in terms of excitement, we want to talk in terms of enjoying the game, we'll definitely give it to the game against Senegal and Burkina Faso. We'll definitely give it that, because it was exciting, a lot of goals, in open play. It was exciting to watch. But the game against with Cameroon and Egypt, it was a boring game, So we were expecting a lot from the Cameroonian side. We know that Egypt is going to come up with delay tactics. They're going to come with their tactics, to get the Cameroonians out. But the Cameroonians needed to do more, because they were home, and they had the support of the fans behind them, and we were expecting them to override the Egyptians, but it never came. So overall, I think the Senegal match with Burkina Faso was more exciting for me to watch.
Now we are going into the final. Obviously, these two teams, Senegal and Egypt, is more like a battle of Mo Salah versus Sadio Mane. Even Liverpool tweeted that game that their boys are in the final. And it's like the same teams who play in the final playoff of the World Cup come next month in March. So now they'll be coming to the final. My first question to you, Julius, is will this be like a dress rehearsal to the World Cup qualifying the third round, or this is a different ball game? Then secondly, what is your take? Who do you think after 90 minutes or 120 minutes will leave the 2021 African Cup of Nations title?
Well, this one is difficult to call. If we look at Senegal played throughout the tournament, they progressed, gradually into the tournament. But Egypt had a very slow start, and they take every game as it came. So I think Egypt have a tactics, because against Nigeria in the first game they lost, but they brought that because Mo Salah was tamed and they couldn't play their tactics. So I think if we against Senegal, definitely Senegal is going to win. They need to come out with a different tactics against Senegal, and that is win. If they come with the same style they play against Cameroon, they are going to. This is the battle of Liverpool, the two Liverpool stars, and these two sides, they are playing in the same club. Mane and Salah, they are in the same club, so the fans a little bit. So we are also looking out for this. Of us want to see this game.
Okay, Julius, let me put you on the spot now. Who do you think will lead the title?
We don't know who will win, but from my own mind, if you ask me, I will want Senegal to win. Why? Because they've not won the AFCON. Senegal have tried a lot they've gotten very, very fit, but they've not been able to lift it. So I will want Senegal to win and play. I think they are more exciting to watch, and I will want them to win. That's if I want to put my money on any of the two sides, I'll put my money on Senegal.
Well, you've heard it from the guru there. He's made his prediction. Whether it will come to pass or not, we'll get to see later. Thank you very much, guys, for listening, for watching, and for tuning to today's edition of Mr. Kubolo and Institution. You can make your predictions. The first 5 people to get the right predictions will get something just a little late time. Till we come one at a time. Have a beautiful weekend. Goodbye.